Stay tuned for the Splash Live. It's time for the Splash Live from Civic Center TV, featuring stories from and about people like you in the Greater West Bloomfield area. Simulcast on cable, 89.3 Lakes FM, social media, and the web. Now live from Green Media Center on Walnut Lake Road, it's the Splash Live.
Live, local, social, it's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm Tyler Kieft. Thank you so much for joining us as we begin a new week here in Greater West Bloomfield. Our top story today, the next landmark gathering place in our community is gearing up to open in West Bloomfield Township. The brand new Chaldean Community Center was packed with some of the biggest names in Greater West Bloomfield on Friday afternoon for an exclusive ribbon cutting as the soon-to-be 42,000 square foot facility is going to be opening very soon to the public, expected within the next month or two over the summer to be open officially to the general public. But there was a special extra surprise in order on Friday at that ceremony. Governor Gretchen Whitmer made her way close to home from the state capitol to commemorate this milestone day in our community. Civic Center TV captured the moment as the governor said a few words about the brand new Chaldean Community Center.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here with the community, with all of you, with legislators from both sides of the aisle and both chambers. You know, I get to take credit for the state of Michigan when things go well, but it's certainly not one person. It's all of us working together, and so I'm really thrilled to be here. And we should all remember that when things don't go well, it's not just one person. But anyway, to the entire Chaldean American Chamber of Commerce, congratulations on this stunning new home here in West Bloomfield. This new community center is going to be a lot more than just a building. It's a hub for innovation, for education, community engagement. And it's a reminder that when we invest in community, we invest in the future of Michigan. With today's ribbon cutting, we're recognizing the power of the Chaldean community, a strong, resilient community that knows how to get things done. Metro Detroit is home to nearly 190,000 Chaldeans, and their impact on this region and our state cannot be outstated. Contributing nearly $18 billion every year to Michigan's economy, it's an incredible number, and it's one that reflects generations of hard work, determination, and bold vision. We know that 6 in 10 Chaldean households owns at least one business. 4 in 10 own 2 or more. You're job creators, neighborhood stabilizers. You take risk, invest locally, and make things happen. But you also always find ways to give back. Through the Chaldean Community Foundation, you serve tens of thousands of families, providing critical services like immigration and naturalization support, every childhood education through Little Scholars Program, and access to healthcare and transportation. You're making a huge difference in English language learners, and I am proud that we have significantly increased funding for them in every education budget since I took office. We will keep working with you and our partners across the state and our partners in the Michigan legislature to support your work in this space. I'm grateful for everything that you have done and will continue to do to support countless families take their first steps toward building good lives, living the American dream, but doing it right here in Michigan. And now you've created a space where everyone can join together to learn and to grow even more. This new facility is a powerful reflection of what the Chaldean community brings to our state. a deep history, a vibrant culture, and a commitment to helping others thrive. Inside these walls, you'll find the only Chaldean museum in the world. You'll find a library with manuscripts dating back to 500 AD, preserving a heritage that stretches across centuries. There's a theater, a gym, a place where you can learn to cook in the community kitchen. All these spaces are designed to bring people together, to learn and to grow. There will be classes that teach not just Chaldean language and cuisine, but the heart of Chaldean culture. And the space provides real tools to building a better life. Workforce training, financial literacy programs, health services, cultural education, and a true one-stop hub for opportunity and well-being. And perhaps most importantly, this facility will serve everyone, whether you are Chaldean or not. All are welcome here, and the doors will be open to all. So this is a beautiful community from whom I've learned much and am grateful to call many friends. With this grand opening, you're helping write the next chapter. A shared belief that our state should be a welcoming, supportive place where every person has a path to opportunity. I want to thank you all for your resilience and your beauty and your intent and action to make this a better place. Today's grand opening is a testament to what is possible when we unite around a shared vision and see it through. So thank you for your leadership, thank you for your friendship, and congratulations on this incredible milestone.
Truly is a big moment for us here in Greater West Bloomfield and for the Chaldean community here in our area and beyond, as they are set to open a brand new extensive community center. It was all smiles all day after the special inside look for our local leaders and headliners getting a look into the brand new facility. We got some pictures for you. Perhaps we'll put up on the screen some of those heavy hitters. Vincent Kirkwood, Jim Manna from the West Bloomfield Township Board, and Shana Johnson from Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital. Governor Whitmer talking a lot about employment in our community. Henry Ford WB, the largest employer in our community. Two more familiar faces, Terry Weingarten on the left, our West Bloomfield Township Treasurer, and Dave Alberry, our Executive Director, the big boss over here at Civic Center TV. So many others, our Township Supervisor, our Police Chief, and Deputy Chief, all there as well. All got to look into the brand new facility, which will include amenities such as a theater, a TV studio, and the new home of the Chaldean Community Cultural Center, my apologies, as well. Chaldean Cultural Center Board member Tom Haji told Jake Schaff the overall vision behind this mass of new amenities at the soon-to-open community center as it gets ready to open this summer.
This facility will be mainly for cultural competency, cultural awareness. So we're going to have a library that will host a lot of our old manuscripts dating back to 500 AD. We'll have the only Chaldean museum. We're moving it from Shenandoah to our facility here and doubling its size. Again, the only Chaldean museum in the world right now, unfortunately. But we'll have a TV radio station. I'm actually sitting inside the TV studio, as you can see the backdrop there, trying to keep up with you guys. But we have a theater, we have a gymnasium, we have a community kitchen. We'll have classes to teach the community, Chaldean and non-Chaldean. Everyone is welcome to come and sit on the classes and learn our food, learn our heritage, learn about our culture. It's going to be exciting.
Look at Tom in the TV studio over there at the new Chaldean Community Center. He's going to take my job. He's going to be taking over the Splash pretty soon. Before we know it, it's going to be hosted over there each and every day. Look at him coming after us. We love it. It's a great new amenity, and they're going to have so many amazing programs there. I say all that in jest, the joke about him coming after our show here at Civic Center TV. It's going to be such a great place for so many people to be able to make their own content, to help get information out for the Chaldean community, for local businesses, and so on. But it's also going to be a place where the Chaldean Cultural Center will now call home for years into the future. Improving the Chaldean Cultural Center was a major part of the plans behind this big project, as Martin Manna of the Chaldean Community Foundation told me all the way back in December.
The Chaldean Cultural Center in West Bloomfield is small in nature. It's about 1,500 square feet, so we're more than tripling the size of the cultural center. As Shenandoah grows and the membership grows there, they need more space, and we've created more space specifically for the Chaldean Cultural Center.
That is Martin Manda, the president of the Chaldean Community Foundation, joining us back in December on the Splash Live to talk about this brand new facility that's going to be opening very soon to the public here in West Bloomfield. And of all the communities that could fit a brand new state-of-the-art community center facility, the Chaldean Community Foundation and Chaldean American Chamber of Commerce chose West Bloomfield. Why? It's a cultural center for many communities, including Chaldeans here in Oakland County, as Manna also told me in December.
We also have a community in Oakland County and West Bloomfield that's been here probably a generation longer than those in Macomb County. And this facility is really going to help us preserve the Chaldean culture, the heritage, the language. And that was the main reason we acquired the facility, so that we could transform it and create a community center to help with preservation of our wonderful and ancient culture.
While this was an invite-only opening and ribbon cutting, more is set to come in the near future. Our team was told by a member of the Chaldean Chamber of Commerce that more news on the grand opening can be expected in the coming weeks, and it should be open to the public very soon. That a private ribbon cutting, a look inside the facilities as they stand, as they make those final touches for what's going to be a fantastic new place of gathering, not only for the Chaldean community in Greater West Bloomfield, but for the entire community in Greater West Bloomfield. Big thanks to the Chaldean Community Center's team, the Chaldean American Chamber of Commerce, the Chaldean Cultural Center, and so many others behind the scenes who put in the hard work to make this happen in our community. Stay tuned for more in the near future as that new landmark gets set to open right here in Greater West Bloomfield. The West Bloomfield Police Department is letting students learn from some of the best. The West Bloomfield PD will be participating in a new regional youth academy along with several other local police stations in the area, including Auburn Hills, Birmingham, and Rochester. Students 14 to 18 years old are invited to explore the world of policing through this free hands-on experience, gaining insight into police equipment and tactics, criminal law and procedures, first aid and CPR, firearms safety, and so much more. It's very similar to the Firefighters Club at West Bloomfield High School that launched this year. Now a similar thing happening on the police side as well. It all kicks off with a big event at the Bloomfield Township Training Center, June 16th through the 19th from 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. For more information on this and other programs in partnership with the West Bloomfield Police Department, you can visit their Facebook page at West Bloomfield PD. The West Bloomfield schools are going green. All 4 elementary schools in our school district have recently earned recognition as quote-unquote green schools through the Michigan Department of Environment, Great Lakes, and Energy, or EGLE, and their environmental education program. This distinction highlights the school's commitment to environmental stewardship and sustainability as well. To achieve the certification, schools have to maintain a minimum of 10 approved activities supporting environmental awareness and responsibility throughout the school year. That is exactly what they have done at all 4 of our elementary schools right here in Greater West Bloomfield. A huge accomplishment, and congratulations to our elementaries in the West Bloomfield School District. You can give them your congratulations as well on their Facebook page at West Bloomfield Schools. It's the biggest celebration of volunteers in Southeast Michigan, and it's happening right here in West Bloomfield. Our community remains one of the final communities celebrating what's called Michigan Week with our annual Community Awards Breakfast. That's coming up this Friday at Temple Israel. We'll have that live for you right here on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Michigan Week Committee Chairperson Kathy Russ recently joined us on the Splash Live for a special preview and a look behind the scenes at the volunteer work that goes in to celebrating our volunteers.
Michigan Week Committee Chairperson Kathy Russ, thank you for being here.
Oh, thanks for having me. It's very exciting to be on the show.
I bet it is exciting to be in the chairperson position for this event as well. And I want to ask you about that. If I'm not mistaken, first time chairing a major township event like this, what has the experience been like for you so far?
So it is my first time being the chair of Michigan Week and this major township event, as you said. But lucky for me, I'm not a stranger to chairing events. I was the conference chair for the Michigan Library Association conference a few years back, and that was for about 3,000 people. And I've also chaired the Michigan Library Association's awards committee for several years. So happily, I have event planning experience. But for to be part of the Michigan Week, committee, it's been really great because I've gotten to work with such wonderful, amazing people who I can't even tell you, like the spirit of the volunteers who work on this event is so inspiring because everybody really cares. I've been on the committee for 4 years, but I've never chaired. So to be able to lead the committee has been great. It's been very rewarding.
I bet. Oh, wow. So I went to the event last year. Such a great experience, a lot of great energy in there. And it's great to just recognize people who take their time and resources, like we said earlier, just to help out the community. So how have you and your team been working to make this year's event different from the previous celebrations?
That's a good question. It's funny because I think it's the celebration itself doesn't change in that, we have the breakfast, we confer the awards. Everybody is very excited and happy to be there. But I think what makes it each year is unique because of the people. The award recipients change every year. And I think that's a tribute to this community that it isn't the same people getting these awards over and over and over again. Mm-hmm. It's different people every year, which means there's such an array of people in this community volunteering and doing wonderful things. So I think the people make it unique. Mm-hmm. And I also think that the theme this year, which is Say Yes to Volunteering in Michigan, one of the things I thought of when I, was able to be chair was that it's called Michigan Week. So we should celebrate Michigan too. Mm-hmm. And so we kind of did the theme as the takeoff on the old Say Yes to Michigan theme. And I wanted to share in that vein, Emily Tobin on the library staff did the centerpiece, which the blue marbles stones are the lakes. And then we have cherry blossoms or apple blossoms. And then she's going to put a mitten in each one too. So it's all going to be Michigan based.
Oh, okay. So a lot of thought going into different aspects of it. And I loved how you just said it. What makes it unique is the fact that we're celebrating and honoring different people almost every year. So that speaks a lot to the residents of our community. With that being said, for the people who may have never been to one, can you give us an overview of what's planned for the Michigan Week festivities?
Sure. So if I may too, I also want to let people know that registration is open through midnight tomorrow night. So if people would like to attend, we would love to have them, but registration closes at midnight tomorrow. So please register now and bring a friend. So what happens is our venue is Temple Israel, which is a magnificent space, and especially want to have this event. It holds 300 people. So we can have a lot of people, and our honorees, our award recipients can bring guests and bring family members or friends or people to cheer them on, which is great. It's nice to be able to hold it in a space that will allow us to do that. The breakfast starts at 7.
Okay.
And I think we are celebrating an important big anniversary for Michigan Digital as well at the breakfast, and then we'll have some speeches and confer the awards, and but not too many. We have some speeches, and I don't want people to think it's like all speeches, because sometimes that's not everybody's cup of tea. But the speeches are always heartwarming, always inspiring. So we pass out the awards. We eat a lovely breakfast. And I should also mention that there are vegetarian, gluten-free, kosher options available. So I don't want anybody to feel like they wouldn't be able to attend because they wouldn't be able to eat the food. Right. And then we have everybody, we've made a commitment to have everybody on their way by 9 o'clock because we do have a lot of people who work for the schools or people who are going to their jobs, and we don't want to hold them up. We want to make the best use of everybody's time, but we still want to have a wonderful celebration. And it's on a Friday, so it's a nice way to start your Friday. You coast into work and have just this great spirit, takes you through the rest of the day, and then on you go into the weekend.
Oh yeah, no, trust me. Going last year, it's early. You get a good breakfast, good vibes from everybody. Then you just start the rest of your day going into the weekend. It is the great way to do that. And once again, joining me right here live on The Splash, Michigan Week Committee Chairperson Kathy Russ, talking about the festivities leading up to Michigan Week, Friday, May 9th as well, and just putting the event together all together. There are many different award winners that's being recognized during this event, right? So have they already been informed of their wins? How does that work?
Sure. Sure. So what we do is the people who nominate their candidates for the awards, we have them let their nominees know that they're receiving awards, because that's exciting. And that way the person who's receiving the award knows who nominated them. And it's like a mini celebration on their part. We follow up with a notification to the person to let them know officially that they're receiving an award.
Right.
But we like to let the nominators have that fun. So we have an awards committee that goes through all of the nominations, and then they make their selections. We let the nominators inform the award recipients, and then there's a lot of behind the scenes work from the committee. We order the awards, the medallions, the signs. You can see a sign behind me that goes to everybody who's receiving an award. So we have all that in process right now, and then we have our big day.
Yes. Oh, so since we're telling some of the people, the nominees in advance, what has been some of their reactions to it?
So I haven't because the nominators get to tell them. I don't know what everybody has responded, but I know that I have had some feedback, or some people have gotten in touch with me, and everybody is so excited. And there are some people, it's so humbling and so gratifying, because there are some people who are just not believing that they're receiving an award. And it's like, well, yeah, you're receiving an award. You did a wonderful job, or you've contributed so much. So everybody, I think, is excited, in some cases very grateful, surprised. And it's just to be the person who gets to be part of that is really rewarding.
To look at the bigger picture of this event and the purpose of it, I want people to understand the full scope of the honorees. So can you just talk about the kind of impact that these honorees typically have on the community to be recognized?
Sure. So I think if I could break it down, I'd say that there are a couple of major themes to these awards. One is leadership, and there are youth leadership awards, and it's so marvelous to see what these young people are doing in their schools and their communities. So we recognize leaders, emerging leaders from schools, these young people who are doing amazing things. But then we have our leadership awards for people who have contributed to the community for a longer period of time. Our Jeff Lee Lifetime Leadership Award, for example, and then, of course, the Gretschko Award for an individual and then for an organization. So leadership is a big part of this event. But I think the other thing is again, the volunteerism awards. Each community organization has the opportunity to nominate a volunteer of the year. So, for example, the Friends of the Library, who I work with very closely, are able to nominate someone from their organization. So to see all of the community organizations and the people who make them work be recognized for the work that they do is just a key part of this event as well. So it's for everybody, it's about everybody, and it shows really so much that goes on in West Bloomfield. Like, what a great place West Bloomfield is to be, because so many people contribute to the success.
Yes, I would agree with that too. It just talks about the greatness of the everyday residents right here in our own backyard. With me right here, live on the Splash, by the way, Michigan Week Committee Chairperson Kathy Russ, talking about the Michigan Week events leading up to Friday, May 9th, and just the work that it takes to build this actual event and put it together. What do you hope attendees take away from this year's festivities?
So every year, when I leave, I always feel really happy, really inspired, really positive. And I hope that they feel that way too. I hope that they see and appreciate all the contributions that their neighbors are making. I hope potentially that people are inspired to volunteer and to get involved in a cause that's dear to their heart. I'm sure whatever cause is dear to their heart, there's an organization that will help them be part of it in West Bloomfield and to make a difference. And I think the other thing is too, one of the things that I appreciate so much is the kids. You see these marvelous young people receiving these awards, and it gives me hope for the future. And I think we need to support our young people and encourage them in the work that they do to keep them going, because I think it's hard sometimes to be a young person in today's world.
Yeah. Set the example as the older generation, as leaders, role models. Just show them and bring them to these type of things, and just show them that we're doing and what it takes to actually have a great and safe community that we have here in Greater West Bloomfield. I love to hear it. So, lastly, before I let you go, any additional goals, visions that you have for the future of Michigan Week under your leadership?
Well, my leadership, I was chair for this year. We'll see what the committee wants to do next year.
Okay.
I think it's a tremendous event, and it's, I think, unique in Michigan because I think West Bloomfield is the last community that celebrates this sort of thing, at least in the way that we do it. So, to keep that going and to continue to celebrate. Kind of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But if there are any tweaks that we can do to make it better, I certainly want to do that. And everybody come out, have a wonderful time, and celebrate this tremendous community.
And lastly, for anybody who just joined us, the where, when, and why of the event again, please detail.
Yes. Friday, May 9th, 7 a.m. at Temple Israel on Walnut Lake Road, just west of the library. And if you want to purchase tickets, www.michiganweek.org. That's probably best to do it online now because registration closes tomorrow night at midnight.
All right. And it also will be broadcast live right here at Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Thank you so much again for your time. Once again, Michigan Week Committee Chairperson, Kathy Russ. We appreciate it.
Oh, thanks so much for having me. Take care. See you there.
That interview from our team recorded just before the deadline to register for the Michigan Week Community Awards breakfast. So if you're just hearing this now for the first time, you want to go there and enjoy all the festivities, you're going to have to wait till 2026 to be there live and in person. So for more information on the annual Michigan Week Community Awards event, you can visit michiganweek.org. And a reminder, we will be bringing this year's awards live on Civic Center TV, 89.3 Lakes FM, and across our social media. So follow us on our social media now so it's popping up right into your feed on Friday morning and you don't miss out. Hey, look, you missed the registration date. You're a little bit behind. No big worries. You can always attend live with us on social media. And we want to hear your congratulations and your comments as well all throughout the show as you're congratulating these people who are dedicating every single day of their life to their community and making a big impact along the way. People of all ages. Again, Michigan Week Community Awards Friday morning live broadcast right here on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. One of the biggest attractions on the water in Lower Michigan is right here in the heart of Greater West Bloomfield. And it's not even one of our many local community lakes. It's Lily Pad Springs, West Bloomfield Parks' 5,500 square foot splash pad, the largest in the state of Michigan, which is set to open on Memorial Day weekend. And we are welcoming a special preview right now with West Bloomfield Parks and Recreation Supervisor Ashley Stokes. Ashley, thank you for being with us today.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Appreciate you being on as the recreation supervisor. You are one of the people that's overseeing this big grand opening of Lily Pad Springs, largest splash pad in Michigan. It's a huge attraction in Greater West Bloomfield and has been since the very day that it opened. Now you're a few years into it, so what's the preparation like as you get ready for this particular summer?
Oh, I mean, the preparation has been extensive. I mean, the first step is always to make sure we establish a great team that's going to provide this wonderful experience for the community. So we have been diligently doing that, making sure we have a great team in place, return staff, as well as welcoming new staff. We'll be starting orientation here in the next week or so to get everyone up to speed. And then so we're ready for our opening, like you said, May 23rd. Memorial Day weekend will kick things off.
And it's a big weekend at West Bloomfield Parks for Lily Pad Springs. So many other events that are happening, getting people engaged. And so for that reason, you do have pre-registration for people, especially that first weekend to get to Lily Pad Springs and make sure everybody can get in. Is that registration open or is there a date people should be waiting for in the near future?
Yes, pre-sales have started. Basically, for residents, we have registration open 30 days before your expected visit, and then for non-residents, it's 15 days prior to. So definitely encourage those to do some pre-registration. Residents can register online, as well as our non-residents can call in during our business hours at 248-451-1900 to get their tickets for the splash pad. So yes, we've definitely kicked off sales. So definitely take a look at our new registration system. So it's a little bit different. So make sure you're reading those prompts and making sure you're getting the tickets that you need on the date and time that you would like.
And that's all on wbparks.org as we speak. You can even follow them on their Facebook page directly from that website at WB Parks for more information on programs all throughout the summer, including a lot of fun set to be happening at Lily Pad Springs over here in West Bloomfield. Ashley, over the last few years, there's been a lot that has been put in at what was the former Family Aquatic Center location as you turned it into Lily Pad Springs. And as it's become more and more popular, more amenities have been proposed over there and been discussed internally with your team. Are there any big changes or new features that people might be expecting to see in 2025?
Oh, yeah. So for sure, we are definitely always looking to improve each season. So last season, we implemented our semi-private rentals. So we are continuing that. Residents have the opportunity to do both private rentals that take place from 6:30 to 8:30 in the evening, any day of the week, except for Tuesdays, because that's our Twilight Tuesday. And then for our semi-privates, that's essentially during a session time. So you can have access to the tent. So you're reserving that, and then also up to 40 tickets. So that takes place basically 5 days a week, except for Monday and Tuesdays, or I'm sorry, Monday and Wednesdays. So you can take advantage of essentially 11 or the 1:30 session to attend and have a great smaller event that you are intermingling with the public versus a private event where you have access to the whole facility for that 2-hour time span.
Lily Pad Springs opens in West Bloomfield on Memorial Day weekend. Apologies, Ashley, I noticed that I interrupted you there. Please continue.
No problem. So I was just saying we're going to implement some food trucks all season on the weekend. So Saturday and Sunday, definitely something to look forward to and plan. So you come out, enjoy your 2 sessions in the water, and then take advantage of our food trucks that will be on site. Definitely look at our website for schedules. We have a variety of trucks coming, so you can kind of plan your day potentially based on the cuisine that is scheduled for that weekend. But definitely want to implement some food options for the public to make a day out of it when they come and visit us. So that is definitely some of the new things you can look forward to this season.
Registration for Lily Pad Springs throughout the summer is open as we speak. You can enter their online resident pre-sale area on the website, wbparks.org. Under Parks and Facilities, you'll find Lily Pad Springs, and I'll take you directly where you need to find more information on the facility and to get signed up for those dates early on in the summer. It's very popular. It's going to fill up very quickly, so I encourage you to get on over there. Ashley, you mentioned some special events all throughout the summer. One that you named directly was Twilight Tuesdays. Take us a little bit through that special night at Lily Pad Springs throughout the summer.
So yeah, essentially the week of June 9th, we will start our Twilight Tuesday. So it's just an extended time for our participants to take advantage of it. So typically our sessions are 11, 1:30, and 4. So on Tuesdays, we extend our hours to allow for some evening entertainment at our splash pad to take advantage of that. And also we have sensory-friendly Mondays that take place starting June 9th. So essentially the features are definitely lowered. So the bucket isn't as overwhelming. We turn down some of the features. So some of our participants that may get heightened with all the excitement at the splash pad, it's more of a calmer experience for them. So it's definitely something to look forward to as well throughout the summer.
Those Twilight Tuesdays, as Ashley said, beginning in June. Keep up to date with more information on their special events at Lily Pad Springs on wbparks.org. Ashley Stokes is with us, the Recreation Supervisor for West Bloomfield Parks, on today's edition of the Splash Live as we get ready for Lily Pad Springs to open just a little ways away. Memorial Day weekend is the big grand opening for the 2025 summer season. Ashley, we know that people of all different backgrounds come into our community to enjoy this amenity, 5,500 square feet, the largest splash pad in the state of Michigan. But with all those great amenities comes the need for people that may have certain disabilities or need some special accommodations through the Americans with Disability Act and other inclusivity projects that also are a big part of how West Bloomfield Parks puts together all of its recreation programs. So how does the need for accessibility and for additional inclusivity measures being taken at Lily Pad Springs in West Bloomfield?
So essentially, the Sensory Friendly Monday does take into account that, and in general, definitely inclusive as far as the ability for parents to engage with their kids at the splash pad. We have features that are low level as well as the high level, so it definitely gives multiple options for water play for sure. Definitely accessible for, I would say, anyone that would like to enjoy the splash pad. We definitely take into account different needs. So if there's any questions as to anyone wanting to attend the splash pad, we're definitely here to answer any questions to make sure that we are able to accommodate your child at the splash pad. So we definitely want to do what we can to support all of those that would like to participate in the splash pad.
And the unsung heroes of that operation are all the facility staff behind the scenes. They have a really busy season during the summer. People love our parks in West Bloomfield. It's the reason why people move here in many cases to our community. And so take us through a little bit of what kind of work goes on behind the scenes to maintain something as extensive and as heavily trafficked as Lily Pad Springs throughout our summer season.
Oh, absolutely. We definitely take pride in the customer side of it, but we get our high rankings on the facility itself. Definitely top in reviews as far as its pristine conditions. Our facility manager takes pride in how we both manage and maintain the actual features themselves. Definitely take daily record and checks of that operation, making sure everything is at the proper level for our chlorine. We do chemical testing, as well as making sure our staff are trained to clean the facilities and keep them running smoothly before each session. So we take pride in that. We go through our checklist. We definitely do a lot of training on that ahead of time, and then we do facility checks throughout the day and throughout the summer. So we make sure we're staying on top of those features to make sure we're presenting a great product and offering a great experience for our participants for sure.
It is a well-oiled machine all across our park system here in Greater West Bloomfield, and especially that is on display all throughout the summer at Lily Pad Springs. Registration is open as we speak. Pre-registration for the season that begins on Memorial Day weekend. wbparks.org for even more information. We're joined by Recreation Supervisor Ashley Stokes from West Bloomfield Parks on the Splash Live today. Ashley, there's so many options for people to get out on the water and cool off during the summer season, whether it's at one of our many local lakes or other water parks throughout Oakland County and southeastern Michigan. What about Lily Pad Springs do you believe stands out and makes it a unique facility that makes people want to come to West Bloomfield all throughout the summer?
I think, like you said, it being the largest of the in the state definitely attracts a wide variety of folks. We have diverse families that participate. We are both, I think, the far reach as well as the neighborhood feel. We are nestled right in the neighborhood, so the walkability aspect, I think, is super convenient for those in the neighborhood, our residents being able to access it as often as they want throughout the summer, being able to plan on the fly. We definitely take online registrations, but we make sure that we have enough availability for those that would like to do walk-ups as well. So our weather days can be few and far in between sometimes, and always keeps us guessing. But the flexibility, I believe, with our facility allows for those to kind of plan those impromptu trips as well. If they don't happen to do their pre-purchasing it in advance, they get an opportunity to still have a chance to get into the water park as well. I would say that, like I said, our pristine facility definitely puts us apart from the rest. I feel like our it doesn't get too overwhelming. I feel like that it's definitely a playground on steroids when it comes to that experience, and then a lot going on. But I feel like it's definitely manageable, and you can always pick your different sessions throughout the week and earlier sessions versus the evening sessions. So I think that it definitely fits for multiple groups. And then also the opportunity to, like I said, take advantage of the food trucks, or if you want to do a picnic after, you don't have to leave right after your session. You can picnic before or after at our picnic tables and also our grassy areas. So you can definitely make a day of it and kind of relax and have and enjoy your time with your family.
I went for a run over one of the more recent weekends when there was a little bit of rain. It was pretty cold out there, and the rain was pretty cold. It's a nice summer experience to be out in that kind of an environment. But I'd give it a solid 6 out of 10. The community, however, 10 out of 10. Every day, every weekend, out at Lily Pad Springs throughout the summer. Ashley, anything else the community should know about Lily Pad Springs as they get ready to pre-register and head on out there beginning on Memorial Day weekend?
Yeah, I would just say if you haven't tried out Lily Pad Springs, definitely take the opportunity to plan either a weekday or a weekend visit at our splash pad. We definitely take pride in what we present the community. We definitely think that you'll have a quality experience and enjoy your time there. So definitely try us out if you haven't, and if you have, you already have experience. You've already had a great experience at Lily Pad Springs, so definitely continue to register in advance to take advantage of some of our hot weather days and take an opportunity to cool off and relax with your family.
It's the place to be, the largest splash pad in the state of Michigan, right here in West Bloomfield Township on Farmington Road in our community. Lily Pad Springs opens Memorial Day weekend. Ashley, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
More information and pre-registration for Lily Pad Springs can be found on wbparks.org. You can also follow them across their social media at wbparks for more information on Lily Pad Springs and special events all summer long. What is your vision for the future of the community? You want more housing, you want more businesses, more restaurants, maybe a movie theater. You have a chance to make your vision for our community known very soon. We'll give you more information on that coming up live, local, social. It's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live. This is Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. On cable and the radio. On the web too, and on social media. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
It's that time of year again. Gather around to honor our community's volunteers at the 53rd Annual Michigan Week Awards. Watch as these local stars are honored for their leadership, dedication, and passion in their community. For more information or to register, go to michiganweek.org. Catch the live broadcast May 9th
on civiccentertv.com or on Comcast Channel 15 and AT&T Channel 99.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
So much is happening in your community. Join Jake, Tyler, and Kevin for local events and developments on The Splash Live, weekdays at 10 a.m. on CivicCenterTV.com, YouTube, and Facebook.
back to The Splash, live.
Live, local, social, welcome back to The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm Tyler Kieft, thanking you for joining us each and every day to learn about the latest across Greater West Bloomfield. And hey, if you haven't done it yet, you got to go follow us across our social media. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on Instagram, we're on X. We're all across the social media sphere. And if you're not there, look, I'm not one to peer pressure, but you're missing out on a lot that's going on across Greater West Bloomfield. Thousands seeing what is going on across their community from us here at Civic Center TV each and every week. Scan that QR code on your screen as we speak, and it'll take you the links to all of our social media. And of course, you can find all of our content as well on civiccentertv.com. Your vision has a chance to shape the future of West Bloomfield Township. West Bloomfield Planning and Development Services is underway in what's called the master plan process, mapping out the future of development across our area. This week, you have a chance to have your voice heard directly by the powers that be that are shaping the rules, the regulations, and the future developments right here, close to home. Joining me for more information is West Bloomfield Township Zoning and Planning Manager Kyle Bryce. Kyle, welcome. Thanks for joining the show today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, happy to have you on, as this is a big project. It is something that's been in the discussion for West Bloomfield Township for a number of years. I know it simply from having to sit through so many of these planning commission and zoning board meetings for our work here at Civic Center TV. But for the general community out there, what is the purpose of undergoing this master planning process?
So every community has to have a master plan. This is required by the state. Typically, you review it every couple of years. I believe it's every 5 years. You have to take a formal look at it. We've not had one adopted since 2010. So it's been a good 15 years. So it's important for us to, take a step and reach out to the public, gather some input, and create a viable master plan, which we can then use to guide development decisions and infrastructure decisions for the coming years.
And a lot changes over the course of that time period, especially when it's been over a decade since the last master plan process was undergone in our community. There's the needs of 2025 and the next 5 years, the next 10 years are so much different than they were 10, 15 years ago in Greater West Bloomfield. So how does the public's input play a role in how the Planning Commission, the Zoning Board, the Planning and Development Services Department, and your outside contractors shape this master plan?
Yeah, so public input is a legally mandated part of the process, but I think a lot of municipalities, including ourselves, go the extra mile to facilitate discussion and gather additional input. So while we as staff see planning and zoning issues and matters, every single day, having individuals who are residents who are here, when I'm not at work, who are seeing these issues, seeing concerns, or they just have a completely different perspective. It's so helpful to have these people weigh in on the discussion and help to contribute to it. It really is supposed to be a collaborative community document. So the more public input we have and the opinions that come in really help to shape it and customize it. And that transforms it from what could be kind of a generic, document with good principles to something that's a little more customized and unique and special to West Bloomfield. So, it does provide influence on how we draft the language. Some of the data from surveys and from this upcoming open house helps us inform what sorts of things we need to include or maybe not include in the master plan. It just gives us a much better understanding of what the community is looking for, and it helps us to really customize it for our community.
The open house is Thursday, May 8th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at West Bloomfield Town Hall. That's located in West Bloomfield Township on Walnut Lake Road between Orchard Lake and Farmington here in West Bloomfield. More info can be found on wbtownship.org. Kyle, as people are getting ready to come out Thursday night for this open house, I'd imagine it's going to be a lot of people coming there and a lot of different people to speak to about the issues that will ultimately shape this master planning process. So take us through a little bit of how that open house is going to work and what people should maybe expect as they come to Town Hall on Thursday evening.
So it's going to be in the boardroom. So if you've ever been to a planning commission meeting or a town board meeting, it's in that room. We're going to have a number of stations set up. It's formally hosted by our steering committee, which is composed of various residents from our different boards and commissions. So there might be some familiar faces there as well. We have the different stations related to housing and neighborhoods, sustainability, transportation, mobility. So we have a few of these major topics. I would say most communities have these topics, and again, it's how do we customize them? How do we make it the best fit for our individual community? So these will be interactive exhibits. There will be options for you to vote on different topics, to prioritize different segments. Take sustainability, how important is wind versus solar, or maybe they're both important. So we're just trying to get a sense of the community's pulse on some of these issues. We also are going to have some just general maps so people can look at the town center district, what's going well, what could be improved. And likewise, we're going to have a larger map that's going to reflect the township as a whole, and showing, these are areas that are really good examples. These are things that should be expanded or replicated elsewhere, whereas these are, more problem areas. Or maybe this area could use a little love, so to speak. So it's how do we do that? It's giving us, more influence from the community. Like I know areas that I think are successes, but we want to kind of spread the net, spread the love, so to speak, so that other people can come in. So there will be options to do more of a data refined approach where you're actually voting and doing stuff. But there is also an aspect of just having a dialogue with the steering committee, with the planning staff, with our consultants, and all that just gets compiled and added to the rest of the plan.
Kyle Bryce is with us, the zoning and planning manager for West Bloomfield Township. On today's edition of the Splash Live, they will have a master plan open house Thursday, May 8th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. in the boardroom at West Bloomfield Town Hall. You can learn more about the master plan process on wbtownship.org. Kyle, we know that even though it's been well over a decade since the last master plan was enacted in West Bloomfield Township in particular, that there have been some other similar processes that have been undergone in recent years, a housing study in our community that really shaped some of the more recent big developments like the apartments on Orchard Lake Road, just north, my apologies, of Northwestern Highway. And that's really going to play a key role going forward as people on the Planning Commission, the Zoning Board, and others working day to day like yourself at Town Hall look forward at development in our community. So how does an open house like this and ultimately the master plan that comes out of this process shape the work that you and others do in our community for several years?
Sure. So it's important to note the master plan is a guidebook. It's a vision. It's not the rules. It's not the law. So anything that's in the master plan, it's not you snap your fingers and all this stuff magically changes overnight. That's simply not the case. We still have the zoning ordinance. We have other ordinances outside of the zoning ordinance that govern everything that we do here at Town Hall. The master plan can influence some of these decisions in the future. So for example, if we wanted to encourage more tree plantings as part of commercial developments, maybe we don't have enough now at the moment, and that's something the community is really desiring. We can put that in the master plan. Now that doesn't change anything on the day-to-day, but in the future, when we go to amend the zoning ordinance itself, and we want to create additional requirements for more trees in this example. When we're going through that process, of which there's a very stated process, you go through the Planning Commission and the Township Board. But as you're going through that, there's always a moment where we say, well, what does the master plan say? Does the master plan support this? And at that point, we can reflect and say, yeah, it is supported. So it's a way to check back and confirm that there is a plan for some of these changes. So I know the trees, it might be a little bit of a low-hanging example, but you can extrapolate that to other issues, in terms of different projects. Considering rezonings is always an important part of checking back to the master plan to make sure it's in accordance with its vision. So again, it's not making any dramatic changes here and now, but it can be used as a guidebook for any future items.
That's the critical point of all of this and why community input plays such a big role, because whatever does come out of this master plan, that is going to be the vision that is ultimately how the powers that be at Town Hall day to day today. The Zoning Board, the Planning Commission, the Township Board, and others that are on day-to-day staff are going to move this development forward in the future. So again, open house for the master plan process Thursday, May 8th, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. That's this week, Thursday, 6 to 8 p.m. in the boardroom at West Bloomfield Town Hall. More information is on wbtownship.org. And Kyle, it's short notice for a lot of people that are viewing this for the first time today or listening later on. They have plans on Thursday night. They're out of town. Is this going to be the only open house, or are there going to be other further potential for input throughout the summer as this master plan process continues?
So when we hold this, we get all our information from this. We're going to take that, check it out, incorporate it into our master plan. So we're actually working on it right now behind the scenes. It's still in a draft form, and it's going to be for a little while now. Within a few weeks or perhaps a few months, we're going to have a final draft. And so this draft will go out for public review. And I think we're going to be holding another, I don't know if it's going to be an open house or another public event, but we're holding something. And that's an opportunity for the public to react to the actual plan. So the plan will be out there for people to check out. And if they have specific comments, and that could be more general of, I don't like when we talk about this, or I think we need more of that. Or it could be, hey, on page 34, I disagree with this specific sentence here. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be all-encompassing. And I think we're going to have another event for that. And then as the process continues on, there is a state of Michigan mandated outline for the approval, which does include a full public hearing before the Planning Commission. And so that's really the big opportunity for the public to speak on the record for or against components of the plan. Once it has that recommendation from the Planning Commission, it does go on to the Township Board where they make a final consideration of adoption.
And I want to make it clear, too, this is not just the only place you can get that information on the master plan. There's more available on wbtownship.org, and it's not an unfamiliar process that's being undergone here in West Bloomfield or in our community, our coverage area. Eagle Harbor also undergoing their master plan process as well. We know that other communities nearby us have undergone theirs in recent years too. So this is commonplace across our community. Now it's your chance, West Bloomfield. Thursday, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at West Bloomfield Town Hall. Kyle, I mentioned the township's website, but are there any other places people can go at this time to get more information on the master plan process and follow it along each and every step?
Yeah, if you go to West Bloomfield Plans, that's completely spelled out with an S there at the end, westbloomfieldplans.com. That's the project website that we have up. So that'll be updated when we have more definitive meetings, or once we have the draft, and once we have our specific meetings for the consideration of adoption process, that'll all be updated there.
It looks like currently they do have a timeline on westbloomfieldplans.com looking at about August of this year for the adoption of the master plan. That's their estimation. Right now they're in May for a review with the community input, and then additional discussion as they make, as Kyle mentioned, those drafts very soon. Kyle, just another minute with you before we need to move on. Anything else people should know about the open house coming up this Thursday or the master plan process at this time?
I mean, I think we've nailed a lot of it. I'm just excited, and I want to get more people in here. Like I said, I'm in here, I'm reviewing plans, I'm going through the process every day. But sometimes you get somebody who is out there and they come in with a new perspective, and it completely changes how you see things, or they bring a great new idea, or they see what other communities have done that have been successful and they want to replicate it here. So we're always really excited to get involvement through this process. It really helps us.
It is an extensive process. It's a long process, and it's really important too to have that input from the people that are going to ultimately be impacted by this for many years to come. Kyle, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me.
Appreciate it. Kyle Bryce, the Zoning and Planning Manager for West Bloomfield Township, on his very first appearance here on the Splash Live. Again, that master plan open house for West Bloomfield Township, one more time, Thursday night, May 8th, 6 to 8 p.m. at the West Bloomfield Civic Center Complex, West Bloomfield Town Hall. That's just off of Walnut Lake Road between Orchard Lake and Farmington here in West Bloomfield Township. That's our show. I want to remind you that television that's close to home is always online on civiccentertv.com and across our social media. Big thank you to our entire crew and to you for joining in. For our entire team, I'm Tyler Keefe, reminding you that you have one chance to make these great memories before those moments are gone. So embrace it alongside your community. Live, local, social. It's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.